so wait. Charlie, you're so wait. Charlie, you're so wait. So you challenge Charlotte to a match?
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Talkamania.
It's Rousey. Finish with you! That, my friend, is gonna leave a mark. I love black eyes. Where are you, Dago?
All before you were wearing a training bra.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Talkamania. I am your host, Desmino, here with my tag team partner, J-Bomb. Say hello, J-Bomb.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Not doing too bad, not doing too bad.
Yeah, same here, man. Freaking tired, though. Not gonna lie. Busy week, man.
What is making you so tired?
The wife was in Houston for the last 3 days, working, and I had 2 kids alone for 3 days. And not gonna lie, word to all the mothers out there, especially the single ones. Holy shit, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's what I see a lot. I was reading something about that as well too. With Mother's Day just passing us last weekend, is a lot of the men who were saying like, I have a lot of respect for my wife because she quit her job, became a full-time stay-at-home mother, and I was like, oh well, isn't that lucky? And then they try their hand at it for a day or two, and they're like, holy crap, much respect to the ladies out there, and much respect to the mothers out there.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have to work at the same time because I still worked from home, I think it might have been a little bit less stressful, but not to take away from the moms and or the dads, the stay-at-home dads, any parent who stays at home, or any single parent out there. Holy shit! Congratulations, because you're doing a hell of a job. Unless your kid's a piece of shit.
I try to tell me I know all about parenting. I own a cat, and I'm telling you, it can be hell.
Yeah, good one there.
Maybe one day I'll spawn a child. Maybe one day.
Spawn a child. So what's up, man? Anything new with you?
Not too much. I mean, usual work and all that crap. Doing our usual kind of viewing of Raw, viewing of SmackDown, but we do have some real exciting news that we're going to get into. I wanted to save it for later in the show, but I'm
All
too
In?
excited.
Can you talk about All In?
No, we aren't. No, we aren't. I'm too excited to hold this one in, though, because we were going to wait till the end of the show, but we thought we'd open it up with some exciting news. Talkamania. So those of you that have been following us on social media, we know that we had a contest recently for merch. Giving away some of our beautiful t-shirts. I'm wearing one right now as well, too. If you haven't seen them, check us out on Twitter @_Talkamania. We have the pictures up there, and we gave them away. Brian Waters was our winner, right?
Yeah, Brian Waters is our winner. We gave some away locally, too, as well, to a couple of dudes that we know that have been supporting us. So we threw in a couple, and I also gave away a couple randomly on Twitter, just to people I liked, people that have supported the podcast from the beginning. So those people know who they are, and they'll be getting them shortly because they arrived. They arrived hours ago, and pretty excited about that. So that's awesome.
Awesome, and thank you. You guys deserve it. You've been helping us grow, and you are Talkamaniacs. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah.
But to the exciting news, folks. J-Bomb, Desmino, Talkamania. We'll now have an official shop on ProWrestlingTees.com, baby!
Damn. It's freaking awesome, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, great news, great news. It's official now. We've actually gone through it. We finished the paperwork, and we now are going to be on ProWrestlingTees.com. So those awesome t-shirts, the swag that you saw us, you can get your own now. I know a lot of you have inquired. Even some people who aren't even wrestling fans were like, I like that shirt. I want it. How do I get my hands on it? Well, now you can get your hands on it, and we will have more information shortly. And it's real. It's real. Thanks to people like you.
Yeah, we're going to be tweeting out links like that like crazy, and it's going to be annoying. So get used to it.
Get used to it. Get used to it. All right, something we can get used to is our usual recipe. Let's get into it. We had Raw, we had SmackDown this week. It was in the UK. It's always special when it's in the UK.
Well done.
I think last time they were over in the UK, we had AJ Styles beating Jinder for the title. So a lot of big expectations going into this event. The UK crowd are generally hot. So I was expecting a lot. It's interesting when we actually watch it because we're in Eastern Standard Time in Canada. And so that means Raw starts around 1, 2 p.m. Or a little bit early in the afternoon on our end. So it's hard to avoid 3 p.m. So it's hard to avoid the spoilers. So I kind of knew a little bit what was going to be happening going into it. Obviously, it makes you lose a little bit of the magic, but at the same time, I still tuned in.
Yeah.
I still tuned in, and I caught Raw and I caught SmackDown.
When's the last time there's been real magic on Raw or SmackDown?
In Montreal, baby, when Seth Rollins came out.
That's probably, maybe, I guess.
Oh, it was a fantastic event, and I'm not trying to be biased, but wow.
I think I don't know, I can't tell.
We're being biased, but at the same time, Corey Graves is this is my favorite city for wrestling now. And you can't, Roman Reigns being unable to talk, Seth Rollins, having to wait, and just being wowed, there's some great fans out there, some great crowds. Chicago's one of them as well, too.
Fuck Chicago.
Well, they're a passionate crowd, I'll give them that. And there's many of them out there, not to forget about them all. But again, I don't want to single anybody out or say this one's better than any other one because there's some great wrestling cities. But in Montreal, it was something special.
Hells to yeah.
But so Raw in the UK kicked off. Roman Reigns came out, and immediately the crowd was booing and booing and booing. So obviously the UK, they're not Roman Reigns fans. Definitely not.
I don't think anybody is.
But I did notice that, I don't know, the crowd wasn't as loud as I thought they were going to be. They weren't super into it during the whole entire show. There were segments and stuff. Obviously, the Roman Reigns were booing him like crazy, but it seems like they kind of ran out of steam a little bit throughout the show. But Roman Reigns came out, cut his promo, got lots of boos, and it led into this segment with Jinder Mahal where, he was going to go out in the backstage and get Jinder Mahal. He attacked him, and as soon as Jinder got some offense, the crowd started cheering. So going back to our conversation that we had last week, it seems like this is actually doing Jinder a lot.
For sure.
More than it's doing for Roman. And that's clear, right? And I'm going to say this, I hate Jinder Mahal, but this feud that he's in right now is kind of making me start to like him.
Well, I think Jinder's stock, and we've talked about this before, and I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before, but I was starting to say that Jinder, I'm starting to like him more. And you were kind of agreeing with me. So this is only going to, propel him. And, I was reading a lot of tweets about it. I think it was probably Roman Reigns is a hot topic. I listen to tons of podcasts, read tons of crap, and everybody's talking about Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns. And what's interesting that I've read is that maybe it's going to be a double turn. Can we see Jinder go face? Can we see Roman Reigns go heel in the same match? It was weird that Roman attacked him, right? That was pretty heelish.
But he also doesn't deal with shit, right? So, I don't know. It's not totally uncharacteristic.
He's dealt with shit for a while.
Yeah, maybe it's a breaking point. But it's not totally unrealistic of Roman Reigns to go and just, all right, I'm bringing the fight to you. And Jinder, too. He's getting a lot better on the mic. He's getting a lot more than one or two dimensional as a heel. He's getting those all extra dimensions. He's kind of putting his personal touch on his character now. And I think also, I think he's going to be a heel, quote unquote, through this feud, this program. But I think by default, feuding with Roman Reigns, it's going to make the fans cheer for you no matter who you are. Just because, I think we were talking earlier, it's no matter if Roman Reigns is a heel or a good guy, I think he's just the guy that the fans just like to boo now, no matter what. That's his thing. It's like Angle. It's like Angle. You suck. You suck. It's like Roman Reigns comes out. Boo.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan comes out. Yes, yes, yes. So, Roman Reigns is coming out and doing what he needs to do. His promos are getting better. I really think he's going to change his music. I know we keep talking about this time and time again, but, think of all the people who have successful careers. It doesn't always come down to the theme song, but Nakamura, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. This is Balor. You need it. And his music is he come out and da-da, da-da. And then it goes into this transition where it's sounds like metal churning, and you're like, what is this? So it's kind of like
I still can't get over. It's garbage. That's what it is.
Yeah, and with I feel without a solid unique theme song, he's still stuck with the Shield. He looks like the Shield. And you had Rollins, you had Ambrose who went on, did their own thing, and although they're really behind Roman Reigns, they just need to do some fine tuning with him, and it could help.
He never evolved, and he's too laid back, man. Like, when has a top babyface been like? He comes out, he just kind of nods, like looks around the arena as they're booing, and gives him that nod. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he needs to be a heel, like a bad guy. I think he just needs to stop being a babyface. That's it. Like, be a tweener, get booed. You don't have to embrace the boos and tell the crowd to shut up. Just be a badass. If he was a badass, because he seems to, like, when I watch him not as Roman Reigns, when he's just being himself backstage and like the candid things that I've seen of it, he seems like he's pretty cool. Like, I don't think he's a loser in real life. I don't think he's as much of a loser as he comes off. Like, he doesn't believe his own character. That's what it seems like.
I'm pretty sure he's a cool guy backstage in real life. I'm pretty sure he's a nice guy and he's pretty chill to hang out with. It's just, what they're giving to us on screen, I feel like really doesn't fit what he should be doing. So, again, we don't want to sit here and we don't want to talk about Roman Reigns because every podcast does this.
And we do it every time.
We're getting stuck in that trap. So,
it's interesting. It is an interesting subject. But
before you know it, he'll be jumping out and giving us Superman punches as well. So,
damn Daniel.
But again, I think we're talking about how he should be a tweener, and it's not necessarily about heel and face anymore. We have face and face, and we've had some great matches between Balor and Seth Rollins. Those are two faces. And on the note of Seth Rollins, he had another really good match this week. And it wasn't with somebody who was a face, but I would say debatably he's a tweener. Just because he plays a heel, but he plays it so well that the crowd kind of gets behind him and likes him. So we had Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens facing off one-on-one for the Intercontinental title. Now, this was awesome because it was kind of an impromptu match. And I know you're not big on these feuds or these storylines that really have no build-up or no meaning behind them.
I'm okay with it on Raw.
But I guess... Well, we have Seth Rollins, he has the U.S. Open, right? And Kevin Owens answered that Open on social media.
Oh, no, yeah, that I hate.
Well, I think they're trying to get social media really kind of to be a part of the whole machine of the WWE. But anyway, so they put on a really good match. Seth picked up the win. And again, it was fantastic to see these two go at it. And they brought out a lot in each other. But we also said Kevin Owens going on to losing this match. But then going on to getting a second chance at the Money in the Bank by beating Lashley and Elias in the main event. So what are your thoughts in Kevin Owens losing his qualifying match and then getting a second chance? Now, not just what do you think, but what do you think about, the way he went about it, his, I guess, pouty attitude, and how can he get Stephanie McMahon to get him into this match after what he did to Vince's father? So what are the motivations here?
Well, I love everything Kevin Owens does. I'm okay with baby Kevin Owens. I'm cool with it. I think it's a slow burn, man. It's going to be a slow burn with the involvement with Shane, with the McMahons and KO. I'm happy he's in the Money in the Bank. I was disappointed when he lost to Braun Strowman the week earlier. So I'm cool to see it. I don't really want to see Lashley in there. For Elias not being in, I don't know. I feel like it's weird what WWE's doing with Elias. I think they're kind of seeing how much they can not use him in storyline and still see how over he can stay. It's like an experiment they're doing. Because they didn't have him in a match at WrestleMania, but he was still a big part of WrestleMania. One thing I really loved from that match, though, is when he started impromptu playing on the apron. I thought that was friggin' awesome. And almost in that moment, because I'm not a huge Elias fan, I may have become slightly closer to really enjoying him. So that was cool. But no,
I'm not a huge Alliance fan. I'm sorry to cut you off there, Jay.
No worries.
But I see what they see in him. I see his look. He's got a nice build. I see his charisma. Well, he does. He's jacked. He's and nice I see what they see in him. And although I'm not an Elias fan, I'm not a completely converted Elias fan. I feel like he was the guy that needed to be in this match. And I was saying a few months ago that I thought he would be the one to win the Money in the Bank. He smells and oozes of Money in the Bank, carrying that contract around with him. I just feel like he would have benefited the most from it. But yeah, you're right. He's festering, and he's just building up his momentum. And it's not hurting him, but I think they're just buying their time until they can kind of figure out what they want to do with him. I just feel like having him in that match would have made sense. But now with Lashley feuding with Sami Zayn, inevitably, what does this mean for Elias? Now with Owens getting a second chance, will Elias get a second chance? I don't think so, because Kurt Angle made it very clear this is the last week of qualification. So it's going to be interesting to see, though I'm not entirely against Kevin Owens being added to this match, because he's great. I like watching him. He's exciting. He'll add a lot of good elements to this match. But, him acting like a baby, I kind of hate that. And it makes no sense to me because of what he did to Vince. Why would Stephanie be supporting him? But I can only think that it would be in spite of Kurt Angle. I noticed Kurt Angle's been doing a little bit of that best for business spiel.
Yeah,
he's changing his tune a little bit. But at the same time, he still kind of doesn't like the fact that he has to be that way. So I feel like there's something to do with Stephanie in there, some animosity. So we'll see. But having KO added to this match, hell, man, he put on a great match with Seth Rollins. It's a good consolation prize that he can go in and, earn his spot back. So cool. I'm all right with it, I guess, in the end. I just didn't like the babyish way he went about it.
I don't know. He's kind of a baby. I'm cool with it. I think he's going to add more to the match than Lashley or Elias would.
I agree with that. I just feel like Elias should have been in this match and potentially won it. So now it kind of makes you scratch your head and say, is it going to be The Miz? Is it going to be Rusev? Or is it going to be, there's so many possibilities that they can go into now. So
I don't know. I feel like if I'm looking down the names, I got to think it's going to be The Miz or it's going to be New Day. One of the guys from New Day.
Well, here's the thing, right? For those who caught SmackDown this week, we saw the New Day versus The Bar. And a winner in this match, they get to put somebody from their team into the Money in the Bank match. So no matter who wins, you're getting a pretty good person put in this match. Obviously, my least favorite to be put into it, which J-Bomb would probably disagree with, would be Sheamus. I wouldn't be super excited. I know you're a Sheamus guy.
I like Sheamus, but for these 5 dudes, he's probably at the bottom of my list too.
Cool. Because Cesaro would have been awesome. Big E, I know you want Big E to be in this. I know you're big on Big E. You're big on Big E. And Xavier Woods has been tearing it up the past few weeks. And he earned an awesome win over Cesaro. I don't know, that finisher where he walks across the rope and delivers an elbow drop. I don't know why off the ropes it's more effective.
It's just cool.
I guess, yeah. But I wasn't super happy that he beat Cesaro, but whatever. But then here's the thing now. Now, who is New Day going to put into the Money in the Bank? Who?
What's cool about this is that, I'll take back what I just said. There's no way that either of them are winning. The story with the New Day is this is the beginning of the end of the New Day. Or it's the beginning of the rupture of the New Day.
Well, you gave me a theory that was quite interesting. Scenario. Why don't you let the listeners in on that?
Well, if you missed it on Periscope, I was just thinking, it's going to I could see it being sort of like Cass and Enzo 2.0, where Xavier's huge right now, right? So he's obviously got the most momentum of the 3 of them. They're going to all decisively agree on Raw leading up that it's going to be Xavier Woods representing them at Money in the Bank. And before he comes out of Money in the Bank, he's going to be attacked. And Big E and Kofi are going to find him. And they're going to be like, okay, we have to replace him. Holy shit. And Xavier's going to say, Big E, do it. You got this. You're our best chance. And Big E's going to go in, and will he win? I don't know. I doubt he's going to win, but later on we'll find out that it was actually Big E that attacked Xavier Woods. That's my theory. And as cool as that would be, it would be kind of lame because Cass and Enzo did it. But if they're going to do, New Day has to split, in my opinion. I feel like they've run their course. The merch sales are huge, but they've run their course, for me at least. But at the same time, who knows? Maybe they go in and Big E wins it and he carries around the briefcase and they ride a year on it. Or maybe Big E wins it and they have the briefcase and they eventually break up because they can't figure out who's going to cash it in.
Maybe
they might all run down.
There'll be a free bird opportunity for the briefcase.
Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities for it. But either way, out of that match with Cesaro and Sheamus, it was the perfect part of the story to have New Day win. It's freaking awesome.
Cool.
And Xavier Woods, man, he threw out a couple wicked moves that match, man.
He did. He did some really, really cool moves. He's really picking up his game. I think the crowd's getting behind him. So on that note, we were talking about this, and you gave your theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will correct you and say that the New Day is on SmackDown and not Raw. You said Raw.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
The listeners are going to hear that and be like, J-Bomb, you're a douche. You're wrong.
Fuck you, listeners, right now. If you're giving me shit, listeners, I'm saying, not you, Des, for saying Raw instead of SmackDown. Can't see me right now.
He's doing a crotch shop.
Suck it.
All right, so here's my theory for what is going to happen, or what I would like to see happen, I guess. So Xavier Woods won the match. So in my eyes, that gives him the right to choose who is the one going to the Money in the Bank match. And I feel like that might be what they do. Big E's like, oh, well, you won the match. Kofi's like, you won the match. You decide. And he's like, oh, it's so tough, guys. Well, we know that Xavier's been pretty vocal on one thing that he wants to see accomplished. And he even said this year, he said, in 2018, I want this to happen. And that is for Kofi Kingston to win the WWE Championship or the Universal title or whichever it's going to be. And I think this could be steps towards that. Now, I'm not saying that the WWE is going to pull the plug and have Kofi win the title. I think it could be cool because he's been around a long time and they could do something with it. But I think having Xavier giving it to Kofi Kingston would be awesome. I think it would be honorable. And hell, him going into that match, no one believes he's going to win it. But if he did, fucking awesome, man. I would be down. I'd be like, you know what? This is new. Lots of people are going to be super pissed about it. But why the hell not, man? And then maybe even make Kofi kind of branch out and be like, guys, I won this Money in the Bank. I have to branch out. I have something I have to do. I'll see you guys on the other side. And then maybe go on into a singles run for a while and then let like Xavier and Big E tag together and Kofi, because he can't win the title if he's goofy. He needs a bit more aggression. He had this feud with Randy Orton years and years ago where he actually had a really good run. He beat Randy Orton.
This is when he was still Jamaican?
This is when he was still Jamaican, or right after he was Jamaican, I think. He came out of being Jamaican, but he, so I mean, like, I just can't see him winning it if he's goofy with New Day, but maybe. I just can't see them coming out and doing their pancake thing when he's a champion. But maybe he'll be a statistic where he loses, which would be super sad. But at the very least, that's where I think they're going to go. So I could see it being Kofi Kingston. Okay. But I like your idea too.
The way I look at it is that the whole thing about them putting tag teams in this match, because for one, it makes no sense to have tag teams in there. It's stupid. So I feel like all those promos that we saw and all the efforts that they put into saying that, like, oh, a tag team can win it and you choose which one goes, I think the whole thing is a slow burn story on the breakup of the New Day. And I think yeah, I really do. And,
I think it was just to fit them on the show because they're like, oh, well, Ascension came over. They weren't on TV this week, or they weren't able to fit on the card. So let's just put them in a backstage promo where they say they're going to win the Money in the Bank. Then we'll put Primo Cologne, who came over in the trades as well too. And hey, let's have him do a backstage promo because we have nowhere to put him on the roster on the show tonight.
I don't mean like, I just mean that the fact that they put tag teams in a qualifying match. Maybe not every single backstage promo that we saw was geared towards a New Day breaking up. I mean, that's a stretch. But I mean, that match there, that qualifying match there, the reason why they won it, I think is going to lead up to the eventual breakup of the New Day.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll have to stay tuned to find out. Talking about tag teams, on Raw, we saw the debut of a brand new tag team, folks. They're not the A team. They're the B team.
The best team.
The best. I thought they were called the B team because they were B-listers, because Miz was the A-lister, so they were the B-listers. That would have made a bit more sense.
I think best team is good.
Yeah,
they're
cool.
Funny. I'm good with them. Them going over. Who did they go over on?
Brizango, which I kind of have mixed feelings about, but at least it's a win. But yeah, that's their thing. They're like,
That's good. I like it. The crowd put him over, man. The crowd chanting, B team was pretty huge.
Yeah, the crowd's definitely behind them. And the thing that excites me most about them is the fact that they're leading to an inevitable match between the Hardys and the Hardy Boy, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And, not that, it's going to be cool to see them get in the ring together. And, I assume Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt will win this feud. But the thing is this is going to bring Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt in the same program. And
they've done this before, though, haven't they?
They did it in NXT, And
no, but I think didn't they fight Woken already? I think they did.
They may have.
Back. Yeah.
They may, but, I mean, at the same time, I just like to see that it kind of has them in the ring together. They've teased them, could join the Woken family. Like, I don't know. I want to see Bo Dallas reach his potential, and I feel like he might be able to do that with Bray Wyatt. So who knows? Maybe Bo and Bray will turn on Matt Hardy at some point. Again, I'd
love to see it. But I think it's wishful thinking.
They're doing more with them. So, we'll see where this is going. And it's been okay so far. And poor Revival because they got jobbed out again this week.
If the B team does get over on their own, McMahon's just going to bury their asses anyways.
Yeah, well, I mean, Curtis Axel, I know he's Mr. Perfect Son and stuff, but, I don't think he's ever really going to get that. This is a perfect role for him.
No, for sure, no. I mean, he's never going to have a run, like a real run. But hey, if they could do what, freaking Breezango's been doing, that's pretty high level, man.
Yeah, do some backstage segments, do something goofy. I mean, I don't know. They can be goofy. They're fun to watch. Bo was an NXT champion, man. He's definitely should be doing a lot more.
I believe so. Yeah.
I believe. Now, let me ask you, do you believe in this whole Sami Zayn-Lashley feud? So I had a question for you.
Yeah.
He comes out, he cuts his promo, talks about his vertigo, but then goes on to talk about Lashley and his sisters.
His vertigo.
Stalking them on Facebook and then bringing them to Raw the next week. So this makes the prior week's promo with him talking about how much he loves his sister make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But still not make any sense. So what do you think this is leading to? What's his ploy? Is he going to have 3, fake imposters come out next week? Or is this going to be Bobby Lashley coming out and they expose them having matching eyebrows?
I don't know what it's going to be. It's a weird angle, man. But you got to assume that Sami Zayn is going to make the best of it. In the PG era, and with the way that they don't really have that much creative control, I think Sami Zayn is freaking killing the game on the heel angle. I love it. I know you're not as big of a fan of it as I am, but I'm really, really enjoying it. He's doing something a little bit different. He's not giving you the heel 101, how nobody respects me and blah, 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 blah. He's legitimately coming up with some new stuff. He's creative. So, I don't know, maybe he's going to mock him. I mean, I doubt that they're going to have, 3 women come out that are legitimately supposed to be his sister. If they do, whatever. Sami Zayn is probably going to knock it out of the park anyways. That's how I see it.
Yeah, no, I will agree that he's been doing some unique things, kind of breaking outside the recipe. But I also feel like this is kind of a waste of our time because inevitably we know this is going to lead to Lashley just beating Sami Zayn.
I don't think he's going to beat him senseless, though. I know you mentioned on the Periscope that he's just going to be food for Lashley, but they haven't been booking Lashley that strong. They haven't been booking. They haven't been booking Lashley that strong. They haven't. And Sami Zayn, they've been booking him pretty strong. So I think it'll be a decent match. I mean, I guess we're going to see it at Money in the Bank. That's my guess. And I'm cool with it, man. Honestly, if I'm going to see Bobby Lashley fight somebody, I'd rather it be a guy like Sammy who can make the match better than it would be if he was fighting Baron Corbin or some garbage like that. That's where I stand. Yeah.
Cool. Speaking about Money in the Bank, we saw another qualifying match this week. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley versus Mickie James. So I think a lot of people thought Bayley was going to pull this out and was going to go on to the ladder match. I think she could have been a good addition. But they obviously are still continuing with this Sasha Bayley angle. I don't know what the hell is going on, and they're not making up their minds. Because this week they seem to be on the same page, or at least encourage each other. So, geez, make up your mind already. Are they going to fight, or are they going to not? What is the longest drawn-out, confusing
slow burn, maybe. I think they're all in slow burn stories now.
It's like the whole Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan thing, where you didn't know where that was going for ages. Is Daniel Bryan on their side? Is he not? Is he with KO saying, So it's a bit frustrating, but we did see Miss Bliss picking up the win with her big right hand. She has that big right hand. She smacks and bam, hits the DDT. 1, 2, 3, and you got Miss Bliss going to Money in the Bank.
She's going to win Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah, I think it could be possible too. So those rumors of her being injured, I don't think they're accurate. Obviously, she's wrestling already. She's wrestling on tour. She's going to be in this Money in the Bank match. A small girl hair to ladder match could be interesting, could be fun.
She's going to heel win it easily. She
might.
Everyone's going to be knocked out. She's going to sneak in. The ladder's going to be set up. She's going to climb it.
She'll probably stay outside the ring most of the match, and
I hope she has trouble like reaching for it.
Or she'll climb on somebody's shoulders or something and get it.
Yeah, I have a whole theory behind this.
You'll let us know. Share with us.
Well, okay, sorry. I don't have a whole theory behind it. I heard a sweet theory behind it, and I'm on board with it. I think it was on Busted Open. A caller called in, said Alexa Bliss wins, which I agreed with. I thought this was for sure hers. Like, it's in the bank for her.
And Alexa Bliss cash in immediate that night, right?
She's going to cash in that night, and it's going to be during the Nia Ronda Rousey fight. And she's going to come down, pop, pop, pop. Nia Jax is going to look at her, and they're both going to beat the shit out of Ronda. And Nia Jax is going to let Alexa pin her.
Oh.
And yeah. They said it was like when Kevin Nash poked Hulk Hogan to put him over.
Oh, you don't want to repeat that.
No, it's not a repeat.
Stain.
No, of course, it's a dirty stain. But it's the theory of the whole thing with Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. That whole build-up was bullshit to eventually fuck over Ronda Rousey. And then Ronda Rousey will be chasing them all the way until WrestleMania 35.
It's not going to happen purely based on the fact that how it was like, you're fat, Nia. And it's all like image, and she cried and all this stuff. Like, if they do, it's like it would
be awesome.
I would feel
so
cheated, and but yeah,
you
it
would feel like you were not expecting it, right?
Yeah,
it would be good. It'd be good.
I agree that Alexa Bliss may very well win this match. I kind of feel like again, people are saying how quick it is to put Ronda Rousey in a match against Nia Jax, and that's the hot topic this week, or one of them. So I agree. I think it's a little too soon, but I'm also happy because we knew inevitably the whole plan was for her to go to WrestleMania and win it next year, so we knew where she was going to go. I hated they did that with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Yeah, they've been talking about it. Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, the same people that were talking about Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns that happened. And I still feel like you're going to get Rousey versus Charlotte next WrestleMania. Mark my words. But here's the thing: is it too soon? She jumps on the line in front of so many people. Is it really fair? But at the same time, she hasn't wrestled in a while. You can't really ignore it. She was not going to be in the Money in the Bank match. She's not ready for it. I think it should have been a number one contender match, maybe. And then she beats Nia. Then she can fight her maybe in the next pay-per-view. However, I feel like she won't win the title against Nia Jax.
No way she's winning it. No way she's winning it.
She won't. So...
And this is a perfect match.
She actually is currently wrestling in the UK. There was a live match where she actually was her, Ember Moon, and Natalia taking on the Riot Squad. There's videos of it online right now on social media if you want to check it out. Yeah. And she does a very similar wrestling like she did with Triple H and Stephanie. She brings them in the corner. She does the punches. She does a lot of hip tosses, takedown, and then takes Mickie James out with an armbar. It was pretty smooth. It would look decent. She has a very unique style, though. She's very, boxy and fighty and stuff. And it was cool.
Fighty.
It looked good. Fighty.
I like
She's
that.
fighty.
She's fighty.
And, but it's looking good. But the thing is, I don't think she's going to have the title yet. So I think it's going to tie in with the Money in the Bank winner. So I don't see Becky being someone to cash it in. I don't see Charlotte's going to be one to cash it in. I honestly don't even know if Charlotte's going to make it to that match just because of her surgery that she has coming up. But we'll see. However, Alexa Bliss, I think, could win this match and then cash it in during that match after Nia, and because Nia's going to bring it. I think Nia's going to bring it to Ronda a bit. So
Ronda. Sorry.
I love it. We should start calling it Rondy.
I'm in.
But she'll come out. Maybe the two have beaten the crap out of each other. They're both worn out. And Alexa just comes in and takes advantage of the opportunity. Who knows? Or you know what I could see? Alexa Bliss, because I don't know if they're ready to give her back the title right away. It would be like, really? She's had the title for so long. All the
I love it.
Pissed. I would too. But I could see Alexa Bliss cashing in immediately that night, coming out and making a triple threat, and then Nia pins Alexa, and then keeps her title.
Like, you mean like she just... Alexa's like, pin me?
No. Alexa comes out and is like, I'm cashing it in.
Oh, so a failed cash-in.
Yeah, failed cash-in. Yeah, I think Alexa may have a failed cash-in, and that's how Nia will retain her title.
Something we're not paying any attention to is Natty. Because there's still, 3 spots left? Or 4 spots? No, 3 spots we don't know about, right?
There's 4 spots left. 3 we don't know about. 1 is going to Lana versus Billie Kay.
Okay. Well, what if Natty wins and cashes in and screws over Ronda?
Oh, would that be awesome? There's so many things they can do with this. I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, these aren't things that I've come up with myself, but these are things that I've heard or read, and they've just spoken to me. And you got to think that WWE can really, if they do this well, if they give Ronda the belt, it's a horrible move. They've played all their cards. They're done. What's going to happen? Like, Ronda's going to have to hold that belt forever. And what's the rest of this division? Like, they're not doing the division properly. I guess they're going to introduce tag titles, but even then, you don't want a champion like Ronda who's unstoppable. So you got to think that this is going to be the build-up to Ronda chasing the title. And if they can use Ronda's name to make Money in the Bank, you know, the number 5 pay-per-view of the year, and really elevate and get the casual fans in there, and then still put over their talent that's been there longer, bam, that's good booking. And I'll give it to them for that.
Cool. I want to ask you, I know you're a big fan of this guy. Were you happy with Cien Almas' debut on SmackDown this week?
I was happy to see that he was there. I'm kind of over the whole jobber thing. I like that he was a heel. I like that there was no Mexican flags. I like that Vega did an interview, a promo after. I love that he still had the double knees in the corner. I love his finisher.
That's a brutal move. He's going to hit somebody really bad one day with that, but I still like it.
When he does it on the apron, when a guy's like up against the pole, like one of the posts, so fucking nuts. He is awesome. He's phenomenal, and I'm happy to see him. I can't wait to see him against so many people, man. So many people. I loved it. I don't care. It's the debut. It's SmackDown. It's a jobber. You knew it was coming. I'll take it. I like it.
They're probably going to throw him into the U.S. title picture, I could see, with the rumors of Jeff Hardy being possibly injured as well, too. He had a dark match on SmackDown versus The Miz, and he was limping around a bunch, so they might be taking the title off of Hardy sooner than later. And at the same time, he wasn't even on SmackDown this week, so that's how much they really kind of care about the U.S. title maybe at this point, or Jeff Hardy, or I don't know what the deal is. It's only 2 hours as well, too. It's hard to fit people on a show, but I could see him being put in the U.S. title picture sooner rather than later. People were disappointed because they thought he could be great to be put into the Money in the Bank match, but having that match would have been great. Having him win it wouldn't have been a good move, at least. So
no, I don't think I think he'll eventually be a Money in the Bank winner because that would really go over well with his gimmick. I'm just really, honestly, I'm super relieved that there was no mention of him being. They mentioned he was third generation, and they didn't go too far into him being like, you know, Mexican. Fuck, I hope he's Mexican, or else I'm going to sound like an idiot. But you know what I mean? Like, they didn't make him like an anti-American, which was my fear. So
well, that's kind of it, right? They lose. It's always the same thing. They lost Alberto Del Rio, and they always kind of like putting that it's almost racist, you know?
It's fucking horrible. It's so bad, dude. It's honestly, it's like, that was my biggest fear. And I've mentioned it on other podcasts that if they would have made him token Mexican, or fuck, I really hope he's Mexican, or else this is just horrible. But yeah.
Speaking of horrible, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to rag on Carmella's segment again this week. Doing the Melibration again. Did not like it.
This gives a royal Melibration, bro.
I thought it was cool to do the royal Melibration, right? You had the town crier come out. But I'm telling you, this whole Asuka challenge comes out of nowhere. There's no backbone. There's no story to it. And fair enough, I like Asuka. I don't mind her challenging for the title. But I'm telling you, folks, and those that have watched our podcast or listen to our podcast, you know I'm a big Asuka fan. And if we see Carmella beat Asuka, you'll have J-Bomb reviewing SmackDown or talking about SmackDown from now on, or at least for the foreseeable future, because I will need to take a break.
You're going to be breaking, bro. Asuka's
going to lose. My heart's going to break. Now,
I think the Iconics.
You think they're going to be involved somehow?
Of course they're going to. If it's not them, it's someone else.
Ooh, yeah, maybe Carmella's going to align herself with the Iconics. Could be that, but honestly, I don't mind if Carmella wins by like count out, disqualification. I can live with that. But if she rolls her up, because she hasn't even been pinned yet, she tapped out. She gets pinned by Carmella, and they just start having Asuka lose freely. Like, oh my god, I'm telling you, I won't.
Dude.
Will not compute.
Dude. She beat Charlotte twice. She talks about it. She had a celebration because she beat Charlotte twice. You don't think she's going to beat Asuka and then have a third celebration?
Oh my God. Please, no. There's only 2 hours of SmackDown. There's only so much I want to see of this. And again, I'm not knocking Carmella. Because I think they could do a lot more with her. They could make her like a little weasel. But again, she comes out and she's all like, bow down, respect. And it's like, this is the same. This is every heel does this. Come on, Like,
I like it. I do. I like it.
I think I like Carmella. I think they could be doing more with her. I feel it's lazy booking.
Well, we got to talk about this before we wrap this stuff up. We got to talk about AJ Styles and Nakamura. That's a big one.
Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat.
I love it, dude. I'm loving this. I know they've done it a lot. But I'm down for this like whole stipulation thing, and I'm curious as to what the hell it's going to be.
Now, what would you make the stipulation? For those of you who didn't watch SmackDown, I'm assuming you did since you like wrestling, listen to the podcast. Meh. But Nakamura got an impressive win, and it was actually a pretty good match between the two of them.
Yeah, it was good.
Nakamura picked up a win, obviously when the title wasn't on the line, but that means he gets to pick the stipulation. Heavy rumor is it'll be a last man standing match. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's going to be something unique, something cool? And J-Bomb, what would you put as the stipulation?
Well, I would love to see them in a 60-man Iron Man match. I think it'd be awesome. But Nakamura is a heel, and he gets to choose the stipulation. So there's no way it's going to be an honorable thing. Like, unless they could make Nakamura an not honorable, but like not a heel that's going to cheat to win. Just a heel that's like, because I find like a low blow isn't like the way the Miz has won or Rollins when he was scumbag Rollins, like the way that they won. They usually got like outside interference to help or a roll up with like, pulling on the tights or putting your feet on the ropes or whatever. So I feel like Nakamura isn't that type of heel. So maybe he could pull off like saying a last man standing or 60-man Iron Man. I don't know. But I hope it's not. I don't know. I kind of hope it's something we haven't seen before, but I'm afraid it's something we haven't seen before, and it's gonna suck. That's my worry.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, and I would be down for something like that too, because you have Nakamura. He's a heel, but making him an honorable heel could be a unique spin on it. However, I think it'd be pretty cool. So I think it'd be cool to put the two of them in a hair versus hair match. Now, this is something we haven't seen in a long time. Both of them have a lot to lose in it. They both have a lot of hair, and it's part of their persona. And at the same time, you could have a title and the hair on the line, make it something awesome. AJ Styles, if I can't have your head, I will have your hair.
Is Nakamura British cool. now?
They're in the UK. Why not? Why not?
You're not on the Nakamura level.
Yeah. But it's funny, though, on that note, because Road Dogg, he's getting a lot of heat on the news boards. Road Dogg kind of had it and was like, okay, well, then you tell me, what would you do? What do you want me to say? And I kind of replied back, and I was like, well, dude, you should do this hair versus hair match. And I kind of described it the way I just did. And he actually replied to me on social media and said, it's funny you mentioned that, because we just talked about it today. So that would be cool. Folks, if it happens, you can thank me. You can thank this guy right here, Desmino.
Dude, I'm all for a hair versus hair match. The only thing, and I'll be devil's advocate, is that it's not really a stipulation. It's more of like, what are you going to put on the line? Like, if there was no title, I would think it would be awesome, or if they wanted to add something to the match like that, but it's not like a stipulation. It's a gimmick match, but it's not a stipulation, just to be technical.
It's definitely a stipulation. If you lose your hair.
Yes, but it's like putting something up. That's like putting something on the line. That's like betting something. That's like a title match. Is a title match a stipulation? No, if you lose the match, you lose your title. So I feel like it's
title match
not
is
like
a stipulation. If you win this match, you win the title.
I just mean, what I mean by stipulation is I mean like you choose what kind of match.
Let me have my moment.
I know. You know what I'm saying. I would love to see, and those two are the perfect candidates.
If Road Dogg was discussing it in the writer's room,
it's probably a horrible idea.
Oh, I love you, Road Dogg. I'm sorry.
Him only, bro. And I mean, I don't even think it's on Road Dogg's head, but we've talked about this before or whatever.
I think people are a little hard on that guy. He's not that god of SmackDown. He's just a writer. Come on, folks. He doesn't do every segment. We see that each of them produce their own matches and segments, and I'm sure he's got lots of pull, but come on, man, he can't please everybody, And he's from a different era, and
Hey, dude, SmackDown was dope this week. It was a better show this week, 100%.
I don't think it was better than Raw in my opinion, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
I did not like Raw this week. What did you like about Raw? Like, what was other than Seth Rollins and KO? What did you like about Raw? Really?
I like seeing Drew and Ziggler getting a big win over Balor and Braun.
Yeah, I guess that's good.
And now I'm wondering, too, when they knocked over that trophy, right? Was that a shoot? Was that supposed to happen? It looked like Drew rolled backwards to hit it, or was it just him selling the move? Is it going to put Braun against Drew? It could be a really cool matchup. The guys look very similar, although the announcers or the commentators are like, Drew's 6'5", and Braun is 7 foot. I'm like, dude, there's like an inch difference. What are you talking about? I don't know what bizarre world they live in, but...
Did they even talk about the trophy being broken? Because I don't think that's
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah, there's no way it was supposed to happen.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't think so either.
I wonder if people are going to be like, oh, you're disrespecting Saudi Arabians by breaking the trophy if they put it in the storyline. So that's just what I'm thinking.
We'll see, though. They could build off it. They could decide to be like, hey, now we can use this momentum and build something off of it. And we'll see what happens from there because we do have Money in the Bank coming. It's going to be quite a few weeks away. Hopefully the wait is worth it. And again, Talkamania will be there covering with you. We're always there with you. J-Bomb and I are going to be together. We're going to be having some fun. We're going to be periscoping, and we're going to be live tweeting.
Hells to the yeah. And guys, tune in. I think it begins Sunday. It's the season premiere of Total Bellas. And Dez is shaking his head at me. And I know it's not something we talked about. We're going to save it for tomorrow for the 10 count because it's going to be one of the topics. We need to talk about Nikki Bella and John Cena. But we're going to hold off for now because we're going to wrap it up. But that's going to be an exciting topic to talk about tomorrow. I know I'm going to freaking love it. So thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Talkamania. We're going to be back later in the week with an episode of 10 count. Like Des mentioned, hit us up on Twitter @_Talkamania, Podbean, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast kicks. We're everywhere. Keep an eye out for the Pro Wrestling Tees links that we're going to be sending out to on the Twitter sphere. And keep an eye out for the 10 count. That's going to be coming up later this week. So, till further notice, I'm out. J-Bomb, take it easy. Des, say bye.
Have a happy Rusev Day.